Hi fellas, welcome to Adventures in Elmod, Day 2. I think I've got everything working. I didn't realise, first of all, when I did the first video, is that you have to set channels on the flysky. So these are all set with the sticks, but for extra channels, you have to go into there, and then in this menu is aux channels. And then you go in there and you set channel 5 with if you want it on one of these. It'll tell you if you want it on one of these ones, this one. There's also these buttons. Now I used one of these for the sound, but that didn't like it, and I think that's why the sound was going funny. So I've now swapped it to here, so you get not the best illustration. If I turn it on, that's a smoke unit. So it's working. Oh, and I'll show you the brake light. The brake light, let's turn that down to half now. So I've got that one out. I'm going to turn the smoke unit off as well. So I have to use this one. That's at half now. The brake light works. So if it's running up, then if you brake, hey, the brake light comes on. So it's like the old IBU2 Pro. So I've worked those functions out, that's fine. And those lights go into where it says on the Elmod board. Now, the turret functions, I could turn the lights. I've worked out how to do it. So there's the front lights. Turn them off again. And there's the top lights. Front lights off, top lights off. But you can't do these individually. If anybody knows how, let me know, but I don't think you can. I think they're joined. So there's the lights. So at least I've got that working. Which is on this one, aux 5, and you put it down this way. I think to get it the way in the manual, I need to reverse the channel, but I know what I'm doing. Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but... And then if you press it this way, you get the horn and user sound thing, which I'm probably never going to use. And then this one is the usual gun up, so get it back a bit, so look, and then gun down, and you can change the rates for all this. Okay, it's turret left, turret right, which is perfectly fine. Now, the bane of my life, the BB. Do you see what happens? The recoil happens, and then the BB fires. Now I'll do it again. Ugh, you gotta wait till it loads, which is a slight pain, so I don't know how to turn that off yet. Okay, so the BB fired a little bit later. That's the second go. There we go. It's not got it wrong yet. Don't tell me it's going to do it right this morning, but it's still not doing it correctly. The BB should wind up, and the BB trigger should fire the servo recoil and the sound. So this wire here, which goes onto the back of the BB unit, that should be the thing that dictates when the servo and the sound works, but it's just not doing it. It's doing it randomly. Let's see if it... Okay, it's done it there. It's every like 7th shot it goes out of kilter. Do you see? Didn't do it. So it's like the BB motor is running up, fires, and it starts again just a second later, second later, till it gets to the point where that second later means it doesn't fire, and it should do it now, straight away. You see? So it does it straight away. So it goes around a cycle, but it shouldn't do that. The BB motor should fire up, the trigger hits the trigger at the back when the BB motor comes back, like that, which then fires the pin, which then fires the recoil and servo, which is what happens on the £50 haya board. So everything else is great. I've worked out how to do everything else. I can't turn the commander's light and main searchlight on and off independently like I can on the £50 haya board. It sounds like a chieftain. I can get two sound settings, so loud then 50%, then off, which I suppose is alright, but on the higher board you can get 6 settings. So yeah, everything else is fine. It goes backwards and forwards, it all works. But I don't want to put it in my chieftain because it's got a 360 turret ring with the really thin wires until I know everything's working properly. So I don't want to be pulling things in and out, because you know what happened. You'll pull one of the thin wires off, and it's painful. So just a quick recap for idiots like me. You have to set the channels on this or else the channels won't work. The tail brake light is just the same input into there. So it's not got separate inputs like on the higher board. And it works by when your lights are on, so your front and back lights are on, this is on, and then when you brake it just goes brighter to show it's braking. When you turn your front lights off it will still work, as soon as you brake. You see? So when you broke it came on. So that's how that works. There's no, as far as I can see, turn signals. So for my Challenger, which I was going to get one for, I'd have to get an expansion board. And this board now is an Elmod Fusion X, which is the same amount of money but does less. So you have to buy a load more expansions, like for the blinkers, for the extra servos, for the extra ports, for the extra lights, for the battle system. So I'm not convinced that Elmod is the way to go with a new board. And you can't buy the old boards now. And it may get to a point, if this doesn't work properly, I might sell it and just wait for Andrew at Haya to come out with his new control board for the Centurion, because that's going to have Centurion sounds, Chieftain sounds, a Challenger 1 sound, or a Challenger engine sound, and a Leopard 1, I think I read somewhere. So I'm hoping that means that Andrew's going to be making a Challenger 1, because I love that tank, and a Leopard 1, which would be fabulous. And he's a lovely man. And so is Dominic at RC Tank D. He's really helped me with this. I am a complete idiot when it comes to hobby grade radios and receivers and the rest of it. And if it wasn't for Andrew at Haya and Dominic at RC Tank D, I wouldn't even be able to do this. I'd still be sitting here banging my head on the table. So I'll just quickly show you the BB problem again. There, it didn't cycle up. And the other thing is, funny enough, if I do that again and I keep holding that up, it will just keep cycling. Wait a minute. Until I let go. So to me it says the trigger's not sending any signal whatsoever to the board. So I don't know what to do about that. Any suggestions? Would be highly grateful. I've tried all different settings. I just want to get back to making a model rather than fiddling about with all this nonsense. So fingers crossed Andrew will come out with a Chieftain board, and I might just buy that, because then it'll do everything I want it to and sound like a Chieftain. Look, thanks everybody. I'll say it again, Happy Christmas. And sorry this is a bit long, but I thought I'd just show you where we got them to. I'm just going to show you everything that plugs in. This is good, that thing. It stops you having to rewire the turret wiring. It fits inside of the Elmod unit there, which I think will be the same for the Fusion X. And I'm even wondering, would that work on a clock board, so you don't have to do it, because it's just a little board that turns it all into one signal, isn't it? I don't know. Be interesting, something new. Yeah, look, thanks a lot everybody, and sorry this is a bit dull as per usual, and I'll speak soon. Bye.